The Satsuma Rebellion was a critical turning point in Japanese history, highlighting the deep divisions and challenges faced during the Meiji Restoration. It symbolized the enduring struggle between tradition and progress. Saigo Takamori's journey from a revered leader to a rebel, and ultimately a martyr, underscores the complexities of this transformative period. This is the story of the samurai's last stand. In 1873, Saigo Takamori, a prominent figure in the Meiji Restoration and a key leader in the overthrow of the Tokugawa shogunate, resigned from his position in the Meiji government. The resignation stemmed from a significant political dispute over Japan's foreign policy, specifically the military expedition to Korea. However, the government, led by figures such as Okubo Toshimichi and Kido Takayoshi, opposed the expedition, favoring a more cautious approach to foreign policy. Disillusioned, Saigo retired from his position in the government and returned to his home in Kagoshima, the heart of the Satsuma domain. He remained a respected and influential figure, especially among the disaffected samurai, who felt alienated by the Meiji reforms, which included the abolition of their traditional privileges and the establishment of conscription, effectively ending their role as the warrior class. In Kagoshima, Saigo established a private academy, Shigako, where former samurai were trained in both classical Confucian texts and modern military tactics. The academy served as a focal point for samurai discontent and a breeding ground for revolutionary ideas. The students of the academy, known as Shigako students, revered Saigo and were deeply loyal to him. They believed that Saigo's leadership could restore their lost status and address their grievances against the Meiji government. The Meiji government's fear of Saigo's influence in Satsuma led to increased tensions. In January 1877, government officials attempted to confiscate weapons from the private academies, but was thwarted by Saigo's supporters. The samurais perceived this as a direct threat, which pushed them towards rebellion. The situation escalated further when Saigo's followers discovered that the government had allegedly sent spies to Kagoshima to assassinate Saigo. Enraged by this perceived betrayal, Saigo's supporters urged him to take up arms against the government. Although initially reluctant, Saigo eventually agreed, driven by a sense of duty to his followers and a belief in the righteousness of their cause. In February 1877, Saigo and his supporters, numbering around 12,000, began their march towards Tokyo. The rebellion, which came to be known as the Satsuma Rebellion, was characterized by a series of intense battles between the rebels and the Imperial Japanese Army. The initial stages of the rebellion saw the rebels achieve several victories, including the capture of Kumamoto Castle after a prolonged siege. The Meiji government recognized the seriousness of the threat and mobilized a large and well-equipped army to quell the rebellion. The government forces were better trained and equipped than the rebel samurai. Despite their initial successes, Saigo's forces struggled against the overwhelming numbers and superior weaponry of the government troops. The Meiji government sought to portray the rebels as a reactionary force, resisting progress and modernization. Propaganda efforts aimed to garner public support for the government's actions and undermine the legitimacy of Saigo's cause. On the other hand, Saigo attempted to frame the rebellion as a struggle for justice and the preservation of traditional values, resonating with many who were disillusioned by the rapid changes in Japanese society. By the summer of 1877, the tide had turned decisively in favor of the government forces. Saigo and his remaining followers retreated to their stronghold in Kagoshima. The final confrontation took place on September 24, 1877, at the Battle of Shiroyama. Saigo and his forces, numbering around 500, made a valiant last stand against the vastly superior government army. In the early hours of the battle, government forces launched a full-scale assault on the rebel positions. Despite their fierce resistance, the rebels were gradually overwhelmed. According to legend, Saigo, grievously wounded, chose to commit seppuku rather than be captured. His death marked the end of the Satsuma Rebellion and the last significant samurai uprising in Japanese history. The legacy of the Satsuma Rebellion and Saigo Takamori's life continues to resonate in Japan. Saigo is often remembered as the last true samurai, and the Battle of Shiroyama became known as the samurai's last stand, both symbols of resistance against the loss of traditional values and the relentless march of modernization. This concludes the Last True Samurai series. Hope you find value in the project and be kind enough to share these to someone who might enjoy them. Please subscribe for more, and a like will surely help in the algorithm. Thanks for watching.